Hey, boo, hey, welcome back. Y'all, today this woman is telling her horror dating story. Y'all got to be careful on these dating apps. Y'all really do. I know some of us don't want to be lonely. Hell, some of us do want to be lonely. But y'all got to be careful. And here's why. Let's get into it.
If you are on these dating apps or if you're considering downloading a dating app, let me stop you in your tracks, bitch. Because, baby, buckle up for a ride. So I think enough time has passed for me to tell this embarrassing ass story. And before I start, I don't want to hear shit about your judgment. I don't care. I don't care. Okay? So let's get into the story. Download Be Okay. I'm thinking, okay, that's all I want to date is a black man. But ever since my dating experience on that app, I think I'm an equal opportunity lover, baby. Okay? Let's start there. So I match with this guy. I go to his profile. His profile is Chef's Kiss. But the first red flag that stuck out to me was the fact that his daughter was in a lot of his pictures. So I'm like, I come from being a single mom. Like, I come from a single mother and I am a single mother. So, like, I could respect a man that loves his child. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not sure I would post a picture like that on a dating app of me and my child. But, like, thank you for letting me know you got a kid. Your daughter means a lot to you. And that I can tell that, obviously, from her being on your profile. All right, cool. So we get to talking in the DMs or whatever the case may be. The vibes is vibing. Like, he's like, you know what? Like, let me get your number. All right, cool. So we exchange numbers. Second red flag. And I'm sorry if this offends anybody, but it was a green bubble. And I'm like, God damn. Fuck. But I'm looking for love. I'm not looking for a pen pal. I'm not looking for a FaceTime buddy. So, all right, cool. We find out other ways to communicate. So we talking, we vibing. We have so much in common. Number one, we're both Tauruses. Our children are Tauruses. Me and my son are 11 days apart. Him and his daughter are 11 days apart. So we fell in love. Baby, we fell in love, okay? We eat the same foods. He's a chef. I'm a foodie. This is gonna work. This is gonna work. This is the love of my life, okay? And let's talk about it. Face card never declined. He's handsome. You feel me? I'm like, I could see us doing this. So every day we talking, and we're like finding more synchronicities with each other. We got tons of siblings. Like, it's just so many similarities. Ladies, please do not fall in love with potential, or please do not fall in love based on common interest. I promise you, it's the strangest thing in the world that you could ever do, because there's so many layers to a person outside of like the similarities y'all have that you have to get to know, and I'm going to get into it, okay? I have a hard time with this. So I tend to fall in love with single fathers. My last relationship was with a single father, and I respect men who are able to take their child under their wing and raise them without a woman in the household, especially if it's a girl. So that just gave me like a certain level of respect for him that other men couldn't equate to. You know what I'm saying? So lesson learned, stop falling for these men who are single fathers, because they ain't shit too. Anyway, so back to the story. Here's red flag number 3. He told me he was a sous chef. And I'm like, all right, cool. But when we would text, it was constant communication. So here go my stupid stuff. I got to Google what a sous chef is. Because I'm like, if you cooking, it's unsanitary to always have your phone in your hand. So I'm like, let me Google what a sous chef is. So I Google what a sous chef is, and basically, like, they're the executive chef in the kitchen that oversee everybody else and make sure, like, the food that's plated is properly done before it goes out to the customer. All right, cool. So I'm like, okay, I could see how he's so expressive and able to answer text messages so fast. Benefit of the doubt. I've never worked in a kitchen. Have you? Okay, so I wasn't thinking that far. But one day, he tells me he's about to start a new job. It's better opportunities. The schedule is better. It's closer to home for him and his daughter. And I'm like, yo, that's perfect. Because he was traveling like 2 hours to commute to work. And I'm like, yo, that's perfect. I know how it is to pick up a kid from elementary school and how much of a struggle it can be for childcare. So I'm like, yeah, like, I'm wishing you the best, praying for you, whatever, whoop-de-whoop. He calls me from the job, and he's like, I have to do all these trainings and stuff. And I'm like, okay, well, do what you got to do. He was like, but they playing in my face. They trying to tell me they going to give me a lower wage than what they was going to give me. So I ain't feeling this. So I'm like, all right, let's weigh out the pros and the cons. Mind you, I'm at work. Why are you calling me? But I'm anything for my man. right? Even though he wasn't my man. So I'm like, let me help him figure this out. So we do the pros and the cons, and we like, yo, like, pretty much, what are you gonna do? So I'm like, call me back when you figure out what you're gonna do, because regardless, you're employed. Like, that's all that matters. You got a kid. He calls me back. He ends up at Starbucks. So I'm like, how did you get to Starbucks like that quick? So he was like, oh, whatever. You know him, you know me. I drink coffee all day. That's how I'm able to stay up with these long hours at work. So I'm like, all right, whatever. So he calls me back. He's still at Starbucks. So I'm like, hours later, why are you still at Starbucks? All right, cool, whatever. That's none of my business. So then he calls me like an hour later. He's like, yo, I'm about to go to the studio. So I'm like, okay, no problem. Where's the studio? In Harlem. Okay, cool. All right, cool. You a rapper. All right, fine. You know, the hustle is there. I see it. I'm a hustler too, baby. I'm a hustler. I'm a hustler, homie. I get it. Do your big one. But just don't let me hear no whack shit, or we're going to have a problem. So he calls me back that night. I'm asleep. Dead sleep to the world. He was like, yo, I think I'm coming to see you tomorrow. So I'm like, in my mind, we never met. So I'm like, you're not coming to see me. We're going out to eat or something. You're not getting my address. You're not knowing where I live. Like, this, all of this is cute. But I use my mata. You feel me? I use my brain. So I'm like, oh, let's go out for breakfast. Like, you know, whatever.
She's right, ladies. Never, especially if you just met a person, never, ever let them know where you live. Ever. That is the most unsafe thing you can do.
Whatever. Let's do something cute. Let's go out for breakfast. You love coffee, right? Let's go have a like nice little cute coffee date. Like, all right, bet. This is where things go awry. I get a strange text message from a number I never saw before, and it was a YouTube link. I'm like, oh, these scammers are, they're upgrading their tactics. And I'm not with the bullshit. So I didn't open the link. I didn't touch it. I didn't nothing. I get a phone call an hour later. Babe, you saw that text message I sent you? I said, that was you that texted me from that 646 number? I was like, okay, this is the first time I'm hearing of you having two phones. But no, I didn't look at it. So he's like, look at it while we're on the phone. Look at it.
If you ask me, there has been a good 5 to 10 red flags being thrown my way. He got a lot going on. Not to mention his child. Tell me down below how many red flags you have counted.
Look at it. So I'm like, all right, cool. I look at the video. This man is on the public MTA, New York City bus, harassing a Caucasian man. Like, trolling in real life. Like, on the bus. Camera in the man's face, on the bus. I said, you know you're black, right? And you know he's Caucasian, right? And you know, I don't think this is funny. You're harassing this man.
God damn, my boy, your ass like Mark Zuckerberg. Your ass ugly as hell, boy. Your ass look like a tampon. Your ass look like a baby bird. Boy, your ass look like a head with 2 AirPods in it. Boy, your ass ugly as hell. Let me zoom in on you. Come here, boy. Boy, your ass. You look like the exit door head ass. Hey, look. You look like Cluck Cluck Duck. Up Chuck, come aloo. Boy, you ass ugly as hell.
There is.
God damn.
6, train 2.
You look like you got licked by a chicken.
Please stand away from the platform edge.
Boy, your ass ugly as hell. You got a half a
train will not stop
You
at
got a
this station.
3.5.
Please stand away from the platform edge.
Boy, your ass
The
ugly as
next
hell.
uptown
What you gonna do, hit me?
6, train 2, Pelham Bay Park
If you hit me,
will
boy,
arrive
you a die.
in
I
4
swear.
minutes.
Oh my God, look at him. God damn.
You're pathetic.
I'm pathetic?
Yeah. Find something better.
Look like pathetic ate an edible.
Yeah.
You like a bald eagle.
Thank you. What are you?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm a real nigga. On King David. God damn, boy. Your ass look like a acoustic guitar. Hey, no, come back here. Bald eagle. Bald eagle. Hey, bald eagle. Caca! 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 On King David. Your ass ugly as hell, boy. So look it. Where is Harvey Dent? Where is Harvey Dent? Yo, your ass like Harvey Dent, boy. Yo, swear to God, your ass like Harvey Dent, boy. I'm gonna cook your ass the whole way we on this ride, boy. Better with that Starbucks, stay hot. Cause I'm gonna cook your ass, boy. Hey, yo, zip up your sweater like a man, boy.
That's all 53.
Hey, yo, you just deep-throated a coffee cup, nigga.
Please exit
Hey,
through the rear
pause.
door.
Pause, my nigga.
Not you trying to impress this woman by being an idiot. Do y'all think that that's attractive? You think you get cool points, gangster points? I don't know. What is your thinking process? Why would you send this video to a woman that you're pursuing? That's not impressive. It's not funny and it's not cute. Don't do stupid stuff to people for no darn reason. This is how you end up unalived, with no mercy being thrown your way.
Harassing this man. He like, babe, I'm go viral. I'm like, yeah, no, I don't like this. I don't like this. I instantly get scared because now I don't know you. I never knew you, but now I don't know you. So I'm instantly nervous. So now in my mind, oh, I'm never meeting you. I'm never linking you. No breakfast. I don't care if it's daylight savings outside and the sun is at the highest point in the sky. I don't care if it's golden hour. I'm not meeting you nowhere, no place, anytime. That was red flag. I done ran out of the flags. It's turning into the Olympics at this point, right?
You never fully know a person, but when they showing you who they are this fast, so far it's sounding like she ain't no fool, but we'll find out. It gets deeper. Let's continue.
What's up, y'all? It's part 2. I'm not leaving y'all hanging. We're going to drop these things back to back like that, but whatever. Let's get back into the story. So remember when I said I went to the studio the night before, he was drinking. All right, cool. So fast forward the next day, I told y'all he texted me from a weird number. All right, cool. I watched the YouTube video, highly disappointed, had to put him in his place, told him about himself, because why are you bothering these people on their way to work, sir? Like, what are you doing? Like, when I tell y'all it was bad, he was telling this man he was going to throw coffee on him. Like, I'm telling y'all, trolling him in real life. He like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Fight me? Hit me? I'll beat your ass. I'll beat your ass. Like, it was bad. I got second-hand embarrassment over the phone from watching it. Mind you, I'm watching it in live time while I'm on the phone with him. And I'm reading him for filth. Yeah. Because you don't do stuff like that around me. I'm not one of the people that condone bullshit. So I'm just like, why would you do that to that man? Anyway, moving forward. So he hangs up. He's like, all right, cool, whatever. It's too much going on where I'm at right now. I'm going to call you back. I bet it is. So time has passed by. Maybe about 10, 15 minutes, he texts me from his actual number. He's like, my phone was dead, so send me your address. I'm like, I'm not sending you my I left him sitting right there because you're not getting my address. So he calls me an hour later. And he's like, yo, why you ain't send me your ad yet? So I'm like, oh, no, because I'm trying to figure out if you're okay. Like, just making an excuse. I'm just trying to make sure you're okay. I don't know why I picked up this man's phone call. I really don't know why. But I had to, I guess I was doing it for the plot. I don't know.
Why you didn't just tell him I ain't dealing with you? I thought you already let him know that y'all cut ties. I'm a little confused here. Did you cut ties with the man or not? Because it would have been nothing for me to be like, why are you calling me? I told you I'm not dealing with you no more. You are an ignorant fool that I don't want no parts of.
I guess I was doing it for the plot. I don't know why I picked up. So, when he called me back to get my address or whatever the case may be, he starts arguing with somebody in the background. So I'm like, yo, what's up with you? Like, you all right? So he hang up. He like, yo, I'm about to, oh my God, I left out a part. The night before, when he called me and he was saying he was on his way home from the studio, it was like 3 o'clock in the morning. He was arguing with somebody at the bus stop. He was like, yo, my nigga, stop staring at me before I come over there and really do you. So I'm like, what is going on? So this man is pretty much has anger issues, which is to be expected from a tourist.
Or maybe he thinks that that's cute or impressive. Maybe it makes him feel masculine, especially when he lets his woman know that, this is the kind of man he is. Maybe he thinks that that's sexy or attractive or something. Or maybe it's just a Taurus thing. No offense to you Tauruses, okay? Don't come for me, Tauruses. But is what she's saying true? Y'all hot headed like that? I do have a Taurus brother, and I have had to slap the shit out of his ass one time because he an ignorant fool too. I love you, brother, but I said what I said. An ignorant fool is an ignorant fool. I don't give a damn who you are, related to me or not. You an ignorant fool? You don't have to keep your ass over there. I'm gonna keep my ass over here. It is what it is.
It's to be expected from a Taurus. So I'm peeping this. I'm peeping this. Keep in mind. So now he's arguing with somebody in the store. So I'm like, yeah, I don't have time for this. Call me back, whatever we'll do. In my mind, I'm still not meeting you. He don't know that though, whatever. So when we hung up, something was in me was just like, go back to that YouTube video. So I go back to the YouTube video, and something tells me to click on his picture. I go to his YouTube page. It's like 4 of them videos of him trolling people all that morning. He gets in the public subway and is putting the phone this close to people's face. And I'm noticing a trend. He's only picking on certain people of a certain community, of a certain race. You know who to play with like that. Because if it was me, I would have called the cops. I would have been a Karen. I would have called the cops. I'm like, yo, what is... So I'm like, yeah, he's off his rocker. He's bonkers. Like, something is wrong. Like, this man has some type of mental something going on. Something. Because this just not making sense. Y'all. He calls me back. This time, another hour later. I'm on the couch just thinking over my actions. And I'm just like, how did you let this happen? How did you let this happen? You've been single for 14 months, on your own, doing your big one, minding your business, drinking your water, losing weight. Why did you let somebody like this into your life? Like, you played. So I'm beating myself up on the couch when he called me. He called me. I'm like, yo, what's up? He like, you still need something to Addy, whatever. But he like, babe, I got something to tell you. So I'm like, got something to tell me? I'm like, you ain't got nothing to tell me, but whatever. Next thing you know, I hear, hold on. He clicks back over. I'm hearing a third person. So I'm like, is this nigga trying to tell me he's married or something? Because at this point, go back to your wife. I hear a dispatcher say, are you still there? Are you still there? We're sending the vehicle for you now. Some vehicle. So he like, are you going to send me one for my wheelchair? Or why are you sending me a van? Are you sending it for my wheelchair? So I'm like, wheelchair? So he starts laughing. He's like, nah, I'm playing. I said, you've been doing a lot of playing this morning. And I really don't have time for it. So I hear the lady say, all right, the vehicle will be there in a couple minutes. Going to pick you up. So not only is he trolling me, he's trolling her. He's trolling the people around him. He's yelling at the man at the hot dog stand.
How old is this man? Get a life, people. Who does this?
And that he didn't give him his cash and he trying to play with him and where's my change? I'm just like, what? What is happening right now? So he gets in the vehicle and I'm like, are you kidding me right now? I said, did you just call a rehab facility? He like, yeah, babe, I got to go to rehab. I got a drinking problem. I can't keep doing this. I can't keep doing this to myself. I said, keep? I said, so when was you going to tell me you had a drinking problem? This man going to say, I told you. No, the fuck you did. No, you did not. So I'm like, yo. I said, so you're on your way to rehab right now? He's like, yeah, they coming to get me. You heard the dispatcher say that they coming to get me in 10 minutes. So I'm like, how could you just make an impulsive decision like this? And this is when he told me he had a drinking problem. And that he told me. And I'm like, you didn't tell me that because I wouldn't have talked to you. I promise you I wouldn't have. So we having back and forth banter, back and forth. We just talking at this point. So he's like, babe, I got to do this for us. We going to get an apartment. Me, you, His daughter name I ain't gonna say, my son name. I gotta do this for us. I gotta get right for us. We gonna get an apartment together. We gonna live in Harlem. He had this weird obsession with Harlem. Mind you, he's not from Harlem. He's not even from New York. So now I gotta play my part. I gotta play the distraught girlfriend that never met her boyfriend. He's like, yo, you the love of my life. We gonna do this together. I'm doing this for the kids. I'm doing this for us. If I don't take care of myself, how am I gonna be good for y'all? How am I gonna be able to pay all the bills? And I'm just like, babe, why? Why didn't you tell me? I could have helped you.
I don't care nothing about what she talking about right now because she's looking and sounding just as dumb as this fool. Why are you still going along with this bull crap? No, we would have been done. Like, stop calling me. Let me go change my number if I have to. Girl, you just as dumb as you're just as dumb as your man. And ain't nothing funny about this. Why do you think this funny? Girl, this ain't funny. You should have been gone.
I could have helped you. Why? Why are you doing this to us? Why are you doing this to us? So this man, he gets in the van. He's bothering the driver. They drive him all the way to Coney Island. He gets out the cab multiple times. He's like, I'm about to get me a Four Loko. I'm going to get me a Mango Rita. I said, you're still drinking? I'm confused. So now I'm mad. Because you're playing in my face. Now I'm mad. So now this is insanement for me. Now I'm mad. So I'm like, why would you be drinking? I thought you was trying to get better for us. What happened? He's like, if I'm going to rehab, why? If I'm going to rehab, I might as well get it out my system. So I'm like, your way of thinking is crazy. That's like me saying, let me binge my food before I go on a weight loss journey. That don't make sense. Like, just stop. It's a problem at this point. Just stop. So he's like, I'm like, yo, who else knows about this? I can't be the only one who has this information, this pertinent information. I cannot be the only person with this information. Who else knows about this? I said, where's your mother? Where's your sisters? Where these 15 sisters you claim you got? Where's these people at? So he dials in his mama. Mind you, never met the man, but I'm on the phone with his mama. I'm doing better than I have been in a lot of relationships that I was actually in. I met the nigga mama over the phone before we even met. So in that regard, baby.
She said she haven't even met this man yet. Do people fall in love that fast? Can people fall in love over the phone and text messages? Of course they can. Hell, what's that show? Love is Blind. Yeah, I guess you can fall in love with the outer core of someone because it's the inner core that you really need to get to know.
He was doing something, but whatever. So he calls his mother and she's like, she calls him his nickname. Why do you keep doing this to yourself? I'm like, oh, this nigga really got a problem. I bet, cool. So I explained the situation to his mother. She starts breaking down a bunch of stuff. The daughter don't live with him. Haven't lived with him in the past 2 years. She all the way in a whole nother state. I'm just like, what? Everything is a lie? Everything is a lie.
And that's why he had so many pictures posted up with his daughter to make you believe that he is a good father, that he is in her life. People be literally the total opposite of what you perceive them to be. Nowadays, the world is so fake, y'all. Fake.
And when I tell you, the story is not over yet. He turns up. He turns it up 15 more notches. Okay? Yeah. I see y'all in part 3. All right, y'all. This is part 3 of Who the F Did I Almost Link? BLK online dating app horror story. I told y'all he is going to the facility. He finally gets dropped off. So every time he hangs up with me, I'm just getting the inkling to like look into this man. So I pay like $10 to do a background research on him because at this point I'm hearing too much red flags and I'm just curious to see what this man's background is like between the things that I've heard from his mom, which I'm about to tell you, and the energy and his actions that he's displaying over the phone. So I can only imagine what FaceTime would have been like if this man would have had an iPhone, but like I told y'all, he got Android, so stick with me. The cab driver drops him off at the facility, and now he's having second thoughts. So, baby, You're not going to have no second thoughts with me on this phone after I done heard all this foolishness that you've been doing. So, no, you're going to the place. You're going. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. So now I'm using the whole family ploy thing to him. Like, oh, yeah, you got to do this for us. You got to do this for your family. We love you. We want you to be good. We want you to be safe. We want you to take care of yourself. We don't want you to have any problems. So when we move into this apartment, you'll be okay. All right? So I'm using that. I'm using that to my advantage, and it's kind of like working. So he's like, all right, babe, you know what? You're right. I'm just going to sit here for a few minutes. I'm about to go inside now. Let me figure it out. So he hangs up. So I call his mom. I give his mother the update. I'm like, you know what? Let me pick this lady brain, because now I need the tea. So now she's telling me how he has no custody of his daughter. He hasn't had custody of his daughter in the last 2 years. And I'm like, okay. So then she also tells me that he just recently got out of the hospital. I'm like, Strangely enough, he's always telling me he's at work. She's like, oh no, he doesn't have a job. He's been in the hospital for months. He has cysts on his brain, spots on his liver. It's a whole lot of going on. Eyes was yellow, skin yellow, jaundice kind of thing going on. I'm like, oh. So his liver is fried, is what you're telling me, from this drinking. Because when he was in that car, he told me he had a full bottle of Tito's, a full bottle of Casamigos, and some other stuff in between. And I'm like, you mean you share this with the people at the studio? He's like, no, I drunk this all by myself, which is why I need to check into rehab, because I have a problem. I said, oh, you have a problem? Interesting. So let's go back to the conversation I had with his mom. So she's like, yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if his time living in Far Rockaway, when he had a friend that passed away, if he didn't try every drug in the book. I'm like, oh. So she was like, yeah, anything. I wouldn't be shocked if he didn't try it. And I'm like, wow, okay. Addictive personality. I see. Okay, cool. So we hang up. I give her the update. Okay, he went into rehab. Hopefully he'll be contacting you soon, because I'm done. I have a son. This is too much for me. This is too much for you, apparently, because you done gave up and relinquished your rights a long time ago, baby. So I feel you on that. So he gets to the rehab. I get a phone call from the rehab. I pick up. I don't know why I'm still picking up phone calls at this point, but I pick up. And I'm hearing a bunch of screaming, commotion, yelling. Why the F would y'all send me all the way to Coney Island if y'all wasn't going to take me, if y'all ain't have no more intakes for the day? Y'all knew what time I called the cab, why the cab took this long to get here, and I get here and y'all telling me y'all can't take me to tomorrow. So I'm drunk right now. Like, this is why I'm here, because I got a problem. Y'all sending me away. So I'm trying to calm him down. He's like, you know what? Speak to my wife. Clutching my imaginary pearls, because who is your wife? Not me. Not I, sir. So I get on the phone with the intake nurse. She's like, listen, we cannot take him. It's after hours. He can come back tomorrow. We can send him to a place to detox overnight, and then he could come back tomorrow. But as of right now, we cannot take him. So I'm trying to explain this to him. He don't want to hear nothing. So I'm hearing him yelling at the security guard, like, what are you looking at? You want me to F you up and all of this? So I'm like, oh, my God, now he's about to fight security. So they trying to calm him down. And I'm like, it's a lot going on. So y'all call me when y'all figure that out. That is not my husband. Stop calling him my husband. And y'all figure that out. But I'm hanging up. So I hung up. About 20 minutes later, I get a call from the person that oversees, like, the intake nurses, the head nurse. And he's like, oh, we're calling the cops to have him apprehended because he has physically attacked our security guard and has chased him around a parked car. I said, oh yeah, this is far beyond my reach. I said, once again, I'm not his wife. I have no affiliation with that man. Stop calling me. Yeah, I'm done. So upon looking this man up, I never got the chance to, like, fully get the full report on him. I paid the whole $10, the whole shebang, because I wanted the tea, okay? And what these calls going back and forth, like, it was just too much going on that I didn't even care about the report no more. But I'm pretty sure, like, there was some type of, like, violence on there, because this man is apparently violent. So they kick him out. I get a phone call a few hours later from a local supermarket in the area. I don't got nowhere to go tonight. They put me out. They called the cops. I had to leave. Whoop-de-whoop. I'm like, yeah, you're doing a lot. You're doing a lot. So you need to find somewhere to go tonight or whatever. I'm like, that hotel you called me from, go back to that hotel. Go back for the night because you spent your money already. Like, go figure out your way there. I get a phone call the next morning, I hear doop, doop, doop in the back. So I'm like, okay, he's at the hospital. He's safe. All right, cool. So we recalling all the details from the day before. And he's like, well, I said that. What? Oh, my God. I'm like, yeah, I spoke to your mom. She gave me the tea. He's like, damn, she just put all my business on Front Street. You didn't put all your business on Front Street. So somebody had to do it. So now I'm telling him, like, I'm not even mad, but we can just be, we could just go about our separate ways. Like, this is done. This is a lot for me. A person with a kid, like, you should have more respect for the fact that I have a child and to put me in a situation like this. And now he's like, oh, you're kicking me when I'm down and everybody always leaves me and whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. And I said, oh, you're not going to gaslight me into staying into the situation. You're absolutely out of your mind and you must still be drunk. I said, I'm not doing this with you. I'm sorry. I really do apologize, but I'm going to be like those other women and I'm going to leave. His mom calls me a few days later. Fast forward, his mom calls me a few days later, and she's like, remember all the things I said about him trying different... Like, I don't know that for sure. That's just things that I've heard. I said, oh, you're not going to gaslight me as well. He must have called you, chewed you up, and spit you out, and now you want to call and do damage control. It's not happening over here, sis. You yourself told me to leave your son alone. And that's exactly what I intend on doing. So why are you calling me? Maybe about 2 days later, I get a phone call from him. Blocked. A voice message. Alexis, I miss you, girl. Pick up the phone. Call me back. I won. This is by far the craziest experience I've ever had with someone that I've never met before. This was a lot. And if he sees this video, I pray he got the help he needed. But stay far away from me, baby. I don't want no parts. Okay? I don't want no parts.
Ladies, do not fall in love with potential. Was I in love? Obviously not. I didn't know the man. I never met him. But yeah. This is my life. And yes, I deleted the app. And you should too. Okay? Bye.
But at what point did you change your number? That's what I'm waiting to hear. The only thing she did right was not give that man her address. Because, oh, Lord, ain't no telling how that would have went down. But she should have been changed her number for her to even go that far with the situation. Ja, you got more time than I do. And patience. Because I'm not here for none of that. Like, I get scared easily. And I'm a small person. It's easy to jack me up if you really wanted to. So, no. I'm taking all red flags and I am going to do what I'm supposed to do. Child, I'm gone. I'm running. Okay? I'm out. I'm out. Which is what she should have been a long time ago. This is all through the phone. Can you imagine if they are physically in each other's faces and she pisses this man off or something happens while he's drunk? A drunk is a drunk. You got to be careful with these people. You got to be careful with these dating apps. That's all I got. That is all I got. Be careful with these dating apps. These dating apps, people are being unalived left and right. Now, I don't know which black dating app she was on. She said it was a black dating app. So, be well. I ain't finna tell you to get off of these apps because, hell, everybody wants some love. But, child, be careful. Be careful. Okay? That's what I got on it. Please, boo, like the video. Subscribe if you like me. And I hope to catch you in the next one, boo.